All right, time now for a quiz and Great Day Fitness.
Yeah,
it's the time of the year when so many of us are focused on health and wellness goals. If you want to shed some pounds, where do you start to make it actually work?
Our fitness coach, Joe Carabase, is here with a little myth or fact trivia for us. How are you, Joe?
What's up, guys? How we doing?
We're
good.
all right. We're
good.
all right.
Good. We're good.
All right, let's go, baby.
We're ready to go. Little competition, because neither one of us are competitive at all.
At all. No. Right.
All right. Number one, myth or fact, low-carb diets are good to lose weight. I'm going to say that it's fact.
I'm going to say fact as well.
I'm going to say it's a myth.
Really?
And I'm not going to say it. I'm going to say it with a 100% conviction. Because here's the reality of it is, a lot of people, when they think about losing weight, they think to a time where they cut low carbs out and they lost weight, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Short term. The problem is what happens when you take low carbs out of your diet, you become more sensitive to carbohydrates.
Right.
And the reality of it is, yes, some people have actual gluten allergies, but outside of that, if you don't, most carbohydrates aren't actually bad for you. They're good energy sources. And so and let's just be real. I mean, it's hard to live a life without any carbohydrates.
But low is different than no, right?
But the problem with that too is like, what is low carb? So oftentimes when people are doing low carb, they're not taking in enough. So like if you're going to do so carbs and fats are your energy, right? If you're taking in low carb, most often people are taking in either way too much fat or too little fat. And so when I hear low carb diet, what I hear is there's something that's worked to lose weight fast, but not sustainable and not an intentional plan in place. So I would say, yes, we want to cut carbohydrates down to a point where it's not the primary part of our diet, but low carb should not be the solution. Finding a way to eat carbohydrates that's going to match your commitment level to where you're at is the best long-term approach. Because if you yo-yo weight, it always ends up with a net gain, and low-carb diets tend to do that.
Are there better carbohydrates than others?
100%. Sweet potatoes are the best. Even yellow and red potatoes, they're not as much nutrient in those as there is sweet potatoes, but gluten-free oatmeal, I love. You know, even wild rice and white rice. The thing, though, with rice we need to understand, which, by the way, brown rice is high in arsenic, so be aware of that. But white and wild rice, like Kara said, high carbohydrate, right? So, you know, we're talking like a quarter cup if you're going to have it.
So we want to get you the rest of it. Okay, so myth or fact, to intermittent fast, you cannot eat or drink anything but water during your fast. I am going to say that is a myth.
I'm going to say true.
See, Kara knows it is a myth.
Oh.
Yes, and look, there are fasting people who are going to argue to their death, but here's what I know. I know clinical trials. I've worked with thousands of people intermittent fasting, and what we find is, and I used to do just water with intermittent fasting. Here's what happened when we used to do this with clients is that their cortisol level would elevate to a point where all they could think about was their fast.
Yeah.
Well, when you increase your cortisol level, you're messing up your insulin, and you're creating a better environment for fat to store, right? Because cortisol and fat are directly correlated, all right? So when your cortisol is super high, you're diminishing the sort of goal of intermittent fasting to begin with. So what I encourage people, and there is something, obviously fasting, you want to reduce what you're consuming, but putting collagen in your coffee, we include it in your fast. If you work out in the morning, having a post-workout protein shake included in your fast. I also have clients do metabolic resets with fruit fast, where you can actually consume fruit, and the results we see from that are amazing.
All right, we only have,
all right, so
when it comes to your workouts, no pain, no gain. I say absolutely yes.
I don't like that word pain. I'm going to say that we need to feel it, but it shouldn't be painful.
That's a myth. It's about frequency, not intensity. What you can do over a period of time. You can do 5 minutes of a few exercises over a period of time. It's about longevity, what you can do regularly. The problem is with that, we live in too stressful of a world. You have to think about what workouts does cause stress. It's good stress, but your body needs to recover. And if you're not recovering, you're not getting results. So too hard is oftentimes too much.
Okay, so we're going to run out of time, so I want to go fast. Running is a great way to lose weight, myth or fact?
Not to lose weight.
Not to lose weight. That much I know.
Too much excess weight on the frame can lead to pain and joint issues.
Okay, so myth or fact, if you have a lot of weight to lose, start with your diet. I'm going to say that's fact.
I'm going to say that's fact, too.
Myth.
Start with your, what, really?
When you just do diet, you're taking in it doesn't necessarily help your metabolism. If you're slowing down your metabolism by just focusing on your diet, That's not a full way approach to keep the weight off. Again, I focus not on just about losing weight, but losing weight for the long term. And to do that, you need to increase your metabolism. And to do that, as humans who sit more than we stand, which is most of us in this world, you gotta move. And movement can be relative to the level of your fitness. So
all right, Joe's the man.
100%
You can go to
fitness, baby.
Define Wellness in Glastonbury. He can get you on a whole plan. And he even has these awesome fat melting pads that are really cool.
All right. Joe, thank you for being with us.
My pleasure.
All right, thanks for watching. Great day at 3. We appreciate that.
Eyewitness News at 4 is next.